Hello everyone, welcome back. So in our Jenkins series, today we are going to see how we can use the declarative pipeline, the Jenkins file, to run our test cases by using Jenkins. So far we have seen in our Jenkins series how to use the Jenkins. For an instance, there were two ways we have seen. One is actually we have seen by using the complete UI. Okay, from the UI we have done that. The another one, instead of having the UI components from starting from build to run to your artifact, we have taken the pipeline script, declarative pipeline. Okay, now today I'm going to show an advanced step of that, which you don't really need to copy paste all of your Jenkins pipeline syntaxes into this particular Jenkins job. Rather, you can keep that Jenkins file as part of your project actually. So in this sense, now whatever the script I have written in my Jenkins, right, those things I will be keeping it inside a particular file. So Jenkins provides something called as a .jenkins file. So I can create a .jenkins file and inside that I will keep it. Now the benefit of that is that now it's not just this particular job which I will be creating is stick to that. Let's say this particular code I have given to my friend. Now my friend can take that particular project along with the Jenkins file, and they don't really need to copy paste the scripts which I have used inside this job. And the other thing is that when you are in a team, right, multiple persons are working, then you can version control that. So who updated, what are the new features you have added to your Jenkins file, all these things can be tracked actually. So that is the benefit. So what I'm going to do here, I'll create a new file, new job actually. So I will just give this name, Selenium Java Declarative Pipeline, something. I won't be choosing the freestyle project because it is for your UI related, which we have already discussed. So here I will select this pipeline, click on OK. And here you can see couple of options. I really don't want to go inside these things. I will be coming back directly to this. So in our previous session, we have seen how we can add the script directly here, this pipeline script, right? But today I'm going to use pipeline script from SCM. So pipeline script in this sense, the Jenkins file I will be keeping inside this. So what I'm going to do, I'll keep it here. I'll say new file and I will just name it as a Jenkins file. No need to give any extension, anything, just give like this and you can just add it as part of your Git. Okay, that's it. Now here we will be specifying certain commands actually, or the pipeline syntaxes. We have seen couple of them, so I won't be repeating that, but quickly I will be copy pasting those details from our previous step. Okay, so here into this checkout step, what we need to specify, we need to specify the Jenkins, the Git URL, right? Now you can see that under this stage I have given a step actually, and this step is doing the checkout actually here. And then this is my Git, and this is basically coming because my Git is present in this URL, right? Okay, I will be changing that. Now to go to that, you can just copy it and you can just paste it here. That's it. Okay, now here what I need to do in this, now this particular ID will get changed actually, this credentials ID. Let me show you that. So for that, what I'm going to do, so this is my job, right, which I'm creating. Now here the first thing is that I need to choose as Git. Now it asked me the Git URL. Now I'm giving this, okay, not this actually. So I will be copy pasting here this particular HTTPS and I will copy this one, and here I will specify this, and here I need to add the credential actually. So I will just say Jenkins, and here I will specify my username and password of my GitHub actually account. Fine. Now here Jenkins file is there. I haven't pushed yet actually. This Jenkins file I haven't pushed yet. You can see that it is still in my local only. But I am going to show actually how to create the Git credential ID. We have already discussed in our previous session, but today I am again showing it. You come to this pipeline syntax, come back here and you choose here Git. Okay, give the URL, the repository URL, master branch, credentials, you give this credential, generate the pipeline script. Now you just copy paste this one, that's it. You don't really need to do anything. You can have your own id, do not use this one here, it won't work for you. Okay, now this step is done, this stage is also done. Now the next stage, what I'm going to do, I will be adding actually another step, stage actually. So let's say that the stage would be, let's say test, I want to run it, right? So I will say test, and then here I will be adding steps, 1 or 2 steps, whatever it is there. So here I will be writing the maven command actually. So I'll say sh, and I will say single quote mv and test. Okay, now here I'm keeping actually this one, but here what I'm going to do, that like to run this particular project, right, I need 2 things actually. One is I need the browser, the actual browser what I need. The second thing is that where I want to run it. Actually these things are not required. If you see that the default is coming from your this app.java file, if you see that it is taking Chrome as a default and local as your parameter actually, because I am going to run, see this Jenkins server is on my local only. If this Jenkins server is somewhere but you want to run the test cases into Docker or something, you need to change this particular, what do you call, platform. But let's see that, let's put that as well here. Now you can see for that we have used parameters, right? So I will copy paste this one and I will create another parameter, and this time I will be giving select a platform, and here the name of that is platform. Okay, and default value here I can give as Chrome, and here I can give as local. Now this same value I need to get it to here actually. How do I get it? We know that one. Now we can use this one actually, params dot, I will be giving this name, so params dot browser. I can specify like this. Now how do I use it? With maven command, we know like this is the command, right? And this is nothing related to Jenkins, it's a simple execution only. So I will be specifying like this, and then there is another one, platform equal to. Now there is a thing, if you are specifying the variables, right, from the parameters, you need to make sure that you should be using double quote here. That is one thing actually. If it is a straightforward command, then you can have single quote. For double quote, it will evaluate the value which I am choosing from here actually. I'll show you how this really reflects into your Jenkins. For now, let's hang on with this particular statement. Okay, now my step is done. Let's say that I want to publish some of the file to my artifact. Now let me show you in terms of UI actually how this really looks like. That will give you an idea what exactly I'm trying to do. But I will be creating a new, let's say Selenium Java UI, some name, freestyle project I'm choosing. And if I go here, you can see that all of these options, build options, post build options, I can archive the artifacts. Artifacts are nothing but the HTML report you want to publish it into the builds. Even you can use the JUnit test engine report, you can put it by giving the XML report. So these 2 things we want to automate by using the Jenkins file or the pipeline syntax. Now you might be asking, how do I know all these things? Now you can simply come back here, and if you search with artifact, so there is here you can see artifact, which files you want to archive actually, that one. We have seen our report actually generates under this, if you see under this actually it is generating reports and then spark.html. So what I can give here, I will say reports, it's reports, right? Yes, reports slash, I will say spark.html. This is my first one. Okay, this is, and then let's say that I want to get the CRFI report also, and which is nothing but, let's say, emailable report. Now this is under target CRFI reports, so I can say target. Now what this will do, this will give me a particular script actually, which I can use it directly on my code actually here. Now for this I need another stage actually for this. Okay, now this stage would be, it's a post build, right? So I don't need to specify any stage here. I will be closing my stages. I have only two stages only. One is checking out the code and then running that test. You can have any other options if you have. So I will put this post step here actually, or the stage, whatever you can call. Okay, now here I will say always means whenever my test case fails or passes or any issues are coming, it should execute that. Even in UI also we have an option like that. Now what I'm going to do, I'll copy paste this particular line of code into this, as simple as that. Here one thing actually which I have checked it, when you are using multiple what you call your files, right, to archive that, you shouldn't be using in one line. It throws some error actually. That is why I would recommend to give it as a separate URL actually, or separate line. Fine. Now just to check it if my post is working fine or not, I always suggest to give some name, and this will update in my console logs so that I can see. Even the same thing you can put it here as well. See if this particular execution is happening or not, you can check it by using an echo command. If your echo command is working, then some issue with this, if this step is not working. That's how I always suggest like this, or you can say test stage, you can put like this, and you can see here checkout stage like this. I would recommend to put it. And another thing, this maven home and all those things, right, these things we have discussed already. If you see my Jenkins, right, this is pretty new one which I recently created. So you have to go to the manage Jenkins, and then you have to go to the global tools configuration. Here actually two things which you need to set it actually. One is JDK installation, the JDK file path. For me it is Mac, so that's why it looks like that, but there is a home folder of your Java installation which you can get it. And then the same thing maven also. Here I'm not using Gradle or Ant, and here maven underscore home. See, whatever name you are mentioning, the same name you need to mention here, and path of the installation directory where you have installed this maven. That's it. These two things only you need to do that. Okay, my artifact is now ready. Now let's try to run this particular script actually. Now to run it, what I'm going to do, I have to take this particular Jenkins file into the GitHub, right, so that I can access it into this particular job actually here. So whenever I'm doing a configure, and here I'm doing this SCM, I don't have this particular Jenkins file. If you come down, this Jenkins file is not present in this particular repo, which I need to first bring it, and that's how it can be shared across team members, and if anyone is updating something, you can see that. Okay, fine. Now what I'm going to do, I will go to my commit. There are a lot of files are there, so we need not to worry about that. Okay, I have done actually the rectification of the git issue, and you can see that the Jenkins file is now available here, and I can use that here actually. Now there is no issue with that, so I'm choosing everything as it is and I'm saving it, and once after save, what I need to do, I need to click on the build now, and you can see that I haven't really copy pasted any kind of pipeline script into my Jenkins, and some issues are coming. Let's see, you can see those into the console output. So there is some problem is happening, and let's see what is the problem here. Oh, you know what, actually this location is incorrect. URL has to be proper. So what I'm going to do, I'll copy this. Okay, this was a copy paste error, so I'll just take like this, and I will copy it, and I will do that Jenkins file updated. Don't worry, there are a lot of updates we need to do continuously to make it work actually, and intentionally I haven't added a lot of other options so that you can see with each problem how are we really rectifying those things. Okay, see, now here is the magic actually. Now anything that I changed with the Jenkins file, right, I don't really need to do any change into my job actually. I can simply come to my Jenkins job and I can do a build now. Okay, still some error is coming. Okay, let me see that. Okay, you know what? It should be main actually, not master. That is the problem. It was picking up from master branch and there is no master branch. It has to be from main branch. It should pick up the Jenkins file. And now let's do build now. It should at least progress one step ahead. Let's see that. Okay, and as I told, it proceeded, but then it again had some issue. Let's see that on the 35 line, and this is what I really like here. There is some problem that is happening. So post always. Okay, you know what, this pipelines closing is not there. Okay, fine then. Now let's again do that. I will be just keeping this particular commit message only. I really don't want to change anything, and I hope this got updated. Let me do a build now, and as I told, I don't really need to change anything, and here something is now moving. So one step we moved, and you can see that lot of changes are happening. It's not doing it specifically what it is doing. It's cloning that particular repo into the Jenkins workspace, as simple as that it is doing. And you can see checking out stage is now executed, Chrome is coming, and also it is executing my test, and you can see that parallel execution is happening. And by the time it is executing, let me show you guys some of the options. Okay, the execution is done. Okay, so it downloaded the git repo. After that it even gives you the last commit message actually, Jenkins file updated, and you can see the test stage is working fine. And you can see that this command maven test -d browser -d platform. Okay, see, this is the default it is coming. I'll show you another option. This is first time it got successful, right? I'll show you. You don't really need to hard code here. How do you change actually these two values? I'll show you that. And these are all the normal executions. It seems like the test case got failed. That's why build failure is it is showing. And you can see that artifacts are also coming here. Now see, even though my build failed, why these artifacts are coming? This is because I have given this command as always. So whatever the stage or the build is happening here, we don't care, it should execute here. But because my test case got failed, right? Now let's say that I have some stage here. Let's say deploy. I'm just keeping it as a normal, and here I'm saying deploy stage, and this one let's remove. Now in this case what will happen, this step will not be executed because my build got failed because of a test case failure. I'll show you how to handle that as well, but let's see that those details actually. And you can see a new option got created, build with parameter, and you can see the default values are coming. You can change it to Firefox. From this local to remote, I'm not going to do it as remote now. In our next session we will try to run this Jenkins. By using Jenkins, we will run our test cases to a Docker container. That's where this remote option will be helpful. At this moment, let's stick to the local only, and you can run, and when you say build, it will pop up the Firefox browser. Okay, fine. Now let me show you a couple of options here. Like one of that is that the report, right? I have told you. Now you go to this latest build, and you can see here the emailable report is generated here. Okay, now this is where it is coming from, this artifact, archive artifacts artifact. You can see that a target surefire report, emailable report.html. And now if I click on that, it pops up this particular report actually here. The same thing, the Spark report also should generate. I don't know what is the problem here. It didn't really come. Let's see that as well. Actually, you know what you can do? you can go to the workspace actually. I mean, where exactly it downloaded that particular, you can see here, this is my workspace here, and you can see here reports. Okay, you can see that the reports folder is not generated, it is extent test report is coming, and this is actually the report. I don't know why it was coming as a report here. That's, I actually believed this one and I kept it. Probably it didn't really come there, so my path was incorrect. I can simply change this here. That's it. And then next time when I build it, you should see two different artifacts actually. So let me show you that. And here you will see another one also. Fine. Okay. So I have told you guys, right, like here you can see the build got failed actually, but our build is not failing. See, build in the sense what, if any of the stages are failing, my test case got failed, not the stage is failing. So what I can do, I can put one command actually, and this command is very specific to the Surefire plugin actually, which will not make my test case as build failure actually. And this is what I'm going to do here. So I will go to this and I will put another command actually here, maven test failure ignore equal to true. Like this I will do, so that what will happen, it will make the build success. Now there is another way actually. You might be saying, okay, what happens if my this particular stage is only failed, okay, or maybe the deploy stage got failed. Now how do I make sure that if this particular stage is failed, still you continue to the next one? How do you do that? Now there is an option actually into the pipelines called as catch error actually. By using that you can do, so whatever you are writing here, right, that should be inside catch error actually. It should be capital E. It's like a try catch block only, and inside this you will be putting these 2 lines of code actually here. That's it. And now what you can do, you can even, now let's say that now any problem happened with this test stage, still it will work, go to the deploy stage, and this is on your need basis only, it's not mandatory. Now after it is catching, you can even print that, you can put an echo and you will say that current build is nothing but this particular stage actually dot result. So it will give you in that if any error is coming here, right, into this stage, it will print into your console. That's it. Now 2 handlings we have done. One is we want to make sure that our build will become success. Though our test case is failing, still it shouldn't be giving as a build failure, it should give me build success only. That is what one thing. Okay, now in this case, let me take this particular Jenkins file, commit and push. Now this time we will be executing from the Firefox browser. Okay, and push to commit. Now let's come back to here, and you can see build with parameter, and this time I'm going to make it as Firefox and then build it. And you can see the 6th build got generated, and if you go to the console output, it should show me the Firefox. From where it is coming, this echo command it is coming. You can see params.browser, and it should launch the Firefox browser, and also it should show me the build success irrespective of my test cases are passing or failing. Okay, so here you can see the Firefox browser is launched and it is done, and now it should archive the artifacts as well. And you can see the deploy stage also happened. Even though if there is some error with this particular stage also, this stage will be executing. And you can see the echo got as null. This null is coming actually from here because there is no issue was there. That's why the echo current build dot result came as null. If any problem with this particular execution, it would have captured that exception or error or printed in here actually. And then this stage would be executing even though there is some problem. That is what we have done. And artifacts, everything come, and you can see finished as a success also came here. And now you can go back to this particular 6, and you can see green color here it is coming, and you can see that the extent report also got generated here. Okay, so there is some CSS issue is happening here. Let me do a fix actually here. Okay, so I will go to the manage Jenkins. I'll go to this script console, and here we will be executing one line of code. Actually, this one we have already seen in our previous sessions. And this is actually to have access to all the CSS files. And I will just run it. Nothing really should be coming. I think it is, I have already ran this one. But this should give me a proper HTML report. I don't know why it is not coming properly. And this is the same problem with this one also. The CSS and all those things are not coming. But if you go to this particular thing, and if you come back to here, let me go copy this path and put it here, because this is also my local only, right? Okay, here you can see it is coming correct. One got failed, one got passed, and everything is coming fine. The emailable report also should be coming proper. There is no issue with that. Okay, you can see the report is also generated here properly. Fine. So this is how actually you can archive the artifacts actually. Now let me show you one more, and also you can see how many test cases go. I mean, how is the instance, like if your build got success or not, which stage is successful, what is the errors, all these things it will be showing you guys. Now I will show you a test analyzer as well. Like if you see that there is a test analyzer JUnit report actually. So if you come back to here, I have shown, right, you can go to the post build action, and you will see something post JUnit test report, this one actually. And here you can give the XML file path, and this JUnit report, this is basically a plugin, JUnit plugin I have installed, and that gives you the publish JUnit test result report, and this need the XMLs. Now these XMLs are coming from here, from the target. You have to go to this your file report, and here all the XML file paths it need actually there. That is what actually we are going to see here. Okay, so for this there is also, like, how do you really know that all these syntaxes? Again, as usual, as I told, always go to this configure and come back to here pipeline syntax. This is one of the inbuilt documentation, and if you choose here JUnit and you give something like, for an instance, let's say slash, here I'm giving some file path here, and then I'm creating, and here you can see the syntax is JUnit and this one. And now here if I give some name, let's say that under my report and star.xml it is coming like this, you can give, and here a lot of options are there. You can even choose those things like allow this one, skip publishing checks, and then like let's say skip marking build as unstable on test failure. These kind of also options you can do that. Now directly I will copy paste this one into my Jenkins file. All are easy, you just need to know what you need and where to get the information. Now here I will create a new file, new line, and I will put it. But here one thing to make sure is that you have to give the proper path actually, and that is something which we need to get it from here. So I will say target. See why I'm not giving like a complete path, because when it is downloading into the Jenkins workspace, this particular Jenkins file is picking up from the current directory only. That's why I don't need to really specify that. So target and then surefire. Let's see what is that exact path. It has to be surefire reports, surefire hyphen reports slash star.xml. all the XMLs whatever it is there, you have to specify everything. And as usual, go to this and commit and push this one, push this code to the GitHub, and we will see that is coming here. And let me come back here into the Jenkins file, and you can see just now it pushed. And now let me go to this particular job, build with parameter. Let's say keep it as Chrome only and build it. You will see a new option, I will show you that. And let's go inside this. Here you keep observing here, git build data thread pump. In between this there is one more new option will be coming, I will show you that. And let's see, okay, it is all running the test cases. So let's leave for some time. And you can see everything is done. Now let me refresh, go to this and then go to this, and you will see a test result section got added. And if I click on that, you can see how many test cases got passed, how many test cases got failed, all these things it will show. Now this is the total number of test cases that I am executing. One got failed, one got passed. Now the failed one, all the failed ones will be categorized together, and this is what I really like about this. You can see when you have 200 to 300 test cases, right, this will be the best option to see how exactly your test cases are executing, and you can see these exceptions and you can understand what is the issue it is happening. That's how you will come to know. And as always, your trend is showing here. Even here also you can see that it is also giving for each build. These are the build numbers. You can see 7 and 7 what exactly happened here. So like this, even you can see those things. It is very essential to have these reports here, so that you can download this report and send it to your manager or lead whenever they need, or even you can keep it as your history of executions, because normally what happens in real time, the DevOps will not be keeping all the history of these builds. Maybe there is an option inside the configure that you can have only 10 builds. Because of the space constraints, they will be limiting these builds. At that moment, you can take these artifacts and keep it into a specific folder for future use. But if not, you have always the test results on a daily basis, you can grab it. So I think, yeah, that's pretty much it actually from my side, and hope this particular session is helpful. How to use the Jenkins file, what are the different benefits of using, and how you will troubleshoot with different problems. Okay, so stay tuned and do subscribe to this YouTube channel. We will be seeing some more interesting topics in future. Thank you for watching.